10 actors who cheated with their co-stars. Do you think Hollywood's biggest stars always follow the script when it comes to love? Behind the cameras, some on-screen romances turned into real-life affairs, sparking scandals, breaking marriages, and making headlines for all the wrong reasons. From forbidden love to shocking betrayals, these stories prove that passion doesn't always stay on set. Were these relationships destined to happen, or were they reckless mistakes? Stick around as we dive into the most controversial celebrity affairs that shook Hollywood to its core. Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead's relationship has been both captivating and controversial, beginning in 2016, when they co-starred in Season 3 of Fargo. At the time, both were in long-term marriages. McGregor had been with production designer Eve Mavrakis since 1995, while Winstead had been married to filmmaker Riley Stearns since 2010. Their on-screen chemistry as lovers in Fargo soon translated into real-life speculation about a possible affair. By May 2017, Winstead announced her separation from Stearns in an Instagram post, calling him her best friend, and stating their split was amicable. Just 5 months later, in October 2017, she and McGregor were photographed kissing in a London cafe. The images quickly went viral, fueling rumors that their relationship had started before their respective marriages ended. Shortly after, McGregor filed for divorce from Mavrakis in January 2018, citing irreconcilable differences. The timing led to widespread speculation about whether their romance had truly begun after their separations, or if there was an overlap. McGregor's split was particularly public, as he and Mavrakis shared 4 daughters. His daughter, Clara McGregor, even called Winstead a piece of trash in a now-deleted Instagram comment, later admitting in interviews that the situation had been painful for their family. Despite the controversy, McGregor and Winstead remained together. They welcomed their son, Laurie McGregor, in June 2021, with McGregor's daughters gradually warming up to the new addition. A year later, in April 2022, they solidified their relationship by marrying in an intimate ceremony. Claire Danes and Billy Crudup. In 2003, Billy Crudup and Claire Danes found themselves at the center of one of Hollywood's most talked-about scandals. At the time, Crudup had been in a long-term relationship with actress Mary Louise Parker for 8 years. More significantly, Parker was 7 months pregnant with their child when news broke that Crudup had left her for Danes. The revelation shocked fans and media alike, sparking intense public scrutiny over the sudden breakup and Crudup's new romance. The affair reportedly began while Crudup and Danes were filming Stage Beauty, a period drama released in 2004. Their on-screen romance seemed to have spilled over into real life, and their relationship quickly became tabloid fodder. The backlash was particularly strong due to Parker's pregnancy, with many perceiving Crudup's actions as an abandonment of his family responsibilities. Danes, who was just 24 at the time, later admitted in a 2015 interview with Howard Stern that she hadn't fully grasped the consequences of her choices. She stated, "I was just in love, and I didn't quite know what those consequences would be." Her comments suggested that she had been swept up in the intensity of the relationship without considering the broader implications. Despite the controversy, Crudup and Danes stayed together for nearly 4 years before breaking up in 2007. Neither publicly disclosed the reasons for their split, but by then, the initial media frenzy had died down. Parker, meanwhile, focused on raising her son, William Atticus Parker, and later reflected on the experience in her 2015 memoir, Dear Mr. You, though she never mentioned Crudup by name. Dominic West and Lily James. In October 2020, Dominic West and Lily James found themselves in the middle of a media storm when photographs surfaced of them getting intimate during a trip to Rome. The images, showing West and James riding a scooter together, having a cozy lunch, and at one point, West appearing to kiss James' neck, immediately set off rumors of an affair. The controversy was heightened by the fact that West had been married to Catherine Fitzgerald since 2010, and the couple shared 4 children. At the time, West and James were co-starring in the BBC miniseries The Pursuit of Love, which had been filming in England. While on set, They reportedly developed a close bond, but neither addressed any speculation about the nature of their relationship. After the photos went viral, West quickly took action to control the narrative. Just a day later, he and Fitzgerald appeared outside their home, holding hands and presenting a united front. They even left a handwritten note for the press declaring, "Our marriage is strong, and we're very much still together." James, on the other hand, remained silent for months. When finally asked about the situation in an interview, she stated, "I'm not really willing to talk about that. There's a lot to say, but not now, I'm afraid." Her vague response only fueled more curiosity about what had actually happened. Despite the scandal, West and Fitzgerald remained married, and by 2024, they were still together. James, meanwhile, continued focusing on her acting career, seemingly distancing herself from the controversy. While the full details of their connection remain unknown, the incident served as a reminder of the scrutiny that follows high-profile relationships in the entertainment industry. Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton. The whirlwind romance between Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton was as intense as it was scandalous. Their relationship began in 1999 when they met on the set of Pushing Tin. At the time, Thornton was engaged to actress Laura Dern, while Jolie had recently divorced her first husband, Johnny Lee Miller. What made their love affair even more controversial was that, according to Dern, she was completely blindsided by it. In a later interview, she revealed, "I left our home to work on a movie, and while I was away, my boyfriend got married, and I never heard from him again." Jolie and Thornton wasted no time, making their relationship official. In May 2000, they eloped in Las Vegas, shocking Hollywood with their sudden wedding. Their union was anything but conventional. Known for their eccentric public displays of affection, they famously wore vials of each other's blood around their necks, a symbol of their deep, almost obsessive connection. They were also highly vocal about their passion, with Thornton frequently making bold declarations about their love in interviews. Despite their fiery relationship, cracks soon appeared. In 2002, the couple made headlines once again when Jolie adopted her first child, Maddox, from Cambodia. Initially, Thornton was supposed to co-parent with her, but not long after, their marriage began unraveling. That same year, they separated, and by 2003, their divorce was finalized. Over the years, both Jolie and Thornton have spoken about their relationship with mutual respect, but acknowledged that they were ultimately incompatible. Thornton later admitted he felt overwhelmed by the Hollywood lifestyle that came with being Jolie's husband. Their marriage may have been brief, but it remains one of the most talked about celebrity romances of the early 2000s. Meg Ryan and Russell Crowe. Meg Ryan and Russell Crowe's relationship became a defining scandal of the early 2000s, ultimately leading to the end of Ryan's nearly decade-long marriage to Dennis Quaid. At the time, Ryan was known as America's sweetheart, celebrated for her roles in romantic comedies like When Harry Met Sally and You've Got Mail. Quaid and Ryan had been one of Hollywood's golden couples since their 1991 wedding, sharing a son, Jack Quaid, born in 1992. The scandal erupted while Ryan was filming Proof of Life, 2000, alongside Russell Crowe. On screen, they played a woman and a hostage negotiator entangled in a tense, emotional storyline. Off-screen, their chemistry was undeniable, and rumors of an affair began swirling before the film was even released. Paparazzi captured them spending time together in intimate settings, fueling speculation that their relationship had turned romantic while Ryan was still married to Quaid. By mid-2000, Ryan and Quaid announced their separation, with Ryan and Crowe continuing their relationship publicly. While many assumed Crowe was the reason for the divorce, Ryan later clarified in interviews that her marriage had already been in trouble before Crowe entered the picture. In 2008, she revealed that Quaid had also been unfaithful during their marriage, though his alleged affairs had not been scrutinized in the same way hers was. Ryan and Crowe's relationship, despite its intense beginning, did not last long. By early 2001, they had split, and Crowe soon moved on, later marrying Australian singer Danielle Spencer. Ryan, meanwhile, stepped away from the Hollywood spotlight for a time, distancing herself from the tabloid frenzy that had surrounded her love life. Though brief, Her relationship with Crowe remains one of the most talked about Hollywood affairs of its time. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman were once one of Hollywood's most glamorous couples. But their love story had a controversial beginning. They first met while filming Days of Thunder in late 1989. At the time, Cruise was still married to actress Mimi Rogers, his first wife. Though his marriage to Rogers had already been rumored to be on the rocks, the timing of his romance with Kidman raised eyebrows. By February 1990, Cruise's divorce from Rogers was finalized, and by December of that same year, he and Kidman were married. Their relationship flourished in the public eye, with the couple starring in multiple films together, including Far and Away, 1992, and Eyes Wide Shut, 1999. They adopted 2 children, Isabella and Connor, and became one of Hollywood's most adored duos. However, their marriage was not without its struggles. Their busy careers often kept them apart, and speculation swirled about the influence of Cruise's devotion to Scientology, which Kidman reportedly never fully embraced. In 2001, after nearly 11 years of marriage, Cruise abruptly filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. The announcement shocked the public, and Kidman later admitted she had been blindsided by the split. The divorce sparked rumors, with some believing Scientology played a role in their separation. Kidman, in interviews years later, suggested that their age at the time, she was only 23 when they wed, may have contributed to their downfall. Following their split, Cruise went on to marry Katie Holmes, while Kidman eventually found lasting love with country singer Keith Urban. Though their marriage ended long ago, the story of how Cruise and Kidman got together remains a reminder of how quickly love can ignite, and just as quickly fade, in Hollywood. Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher. Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher's affair remained a secret for nearly 40 years, before Fisher revealed the details in her 2016 memoir, The Princess Diarist. The 2 actors met while filming Star Wars in 1976, where they played the iconic Han Solo and Princess Leia. While their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, few knew that they were romantically involved behind the scenes. At the time, Ford was 33 years old and married to his first wife, Mary Marquardt, with whom he had 2 young children. Fisher, only 19, was just beginning her career and later admitted that she was infatuated with her older co-star. According to her memoir, their affair lasted for 3 months, primarily during the filming of A New Hope. She described their relationship as intense but one-sided, with her feelings far stronger than Ford's. She admitted to hoping he would leave his wife for her, but he never did. Fisher wrote that the affair ended once filming wrapped, and the 2 never spoke about it again. Despite this, they remained friends for decades, continuing to work together in the Star Wars sequels. Ford, famously private, never publicly addressed the affair in detail, though he responded to questions about it with mild surprise and amusement when Fisher's book was published. Tragically, Fisher passed away in December 2016, just weeks after her memoir's release. Though their romance was short-lived, it remains a fascinating piece of Star Wars history, a secret affair that was hidden in plain sight for nearly 4 decades. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's romance was one of the most highly publicized relationships in Hollywood history, partly because of the controversy surrounding its beginnings. In 2004, while filming Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Pitt was still married to actress Jennifer Aniston, one half of what was then seen as the perfect Hollywood couple. However, rumors quickly emerged that he had fallen for his co-star, Angelina Jolie, while working together on the action-packed film. In January 2005, Pitt and Aniston announced their separation, with their divorce finalized in October of that year. The timing led to intense media speculation that Jolie had been the reason for their breakup. While both Pitt and Jolie denied having an affair before his divorce, they later admitted that they developed strong feelings for each other while filming Mr. and Mrs. Smith. In a 2006 interview, Jolie stated that their bond grew while working on the movie, but they didn't act on it until after Pitt's marriage had ended. The scandal only intensified when Pitt was seen traveling to Africa with Jolie and her adopted son, Maddox, shortly after his split from Aniston. Over the next few years, their relationship became more public, and they expanded their family, adopting children from Ethiopia and Vietnam, and welcoming 3 biological children together. In 2014, they married in a private ceremony in France. However, their high-profile marriage didn't last. In 2016, Jolie filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Their split became even more contentious after allegations of abuse surfaced against Pitt, leading to a bitter custody battle over their 6 children. Their divorce was finalized in 2019, but legal disputes over their finances and custody arrangements continued for years. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall's romance remains one of Hollywood's most legendary love stories, but it began under controversial circumstances. When they met in 1943 on the set of To Have and Have Not, Bogart was 44 years old, a well-established movie star, and, most significantly, married. Bacall, in contrast, was a 19-year-old newcomer making her film debut. At the time, Bogart was in a tumultuous marriage with actress Mayo Method. Their relationship was known for its volatility, with frequent fights fueled by heavy drinking. When Bogart met Bacall, their chemistry was immediate and undeniable. Despite the age gap and his marital status, their connection deepened during filming. Bacall later recalled that Bogart would pass her flirtatious notes between takes, and by the time production wrapped, they were deeply in love. For over a year, their romance remained largely secret. Bogart struggled with guilt over leaving Method, but he and Bacall couldn't stay apart. In early 1945, he finally divorced Method, and on May 21, 1945, he and Bacall married in a private ceremony in Ohio. Their marriage became one of Hollywood's most admired, producing 2 children and lasting until Bogart's death. Despite his reputation as a tough guy on screen, Bogart was deeply devoted to Bacall, calling her baby, and frequently writing her love letters when they were apart. Bacall, in turn, supported him through his career and health struggles. Tragically, their love story was cut short when Bogart passed away from esophageal cancer in 1957. Bacall later admitted that no relationship in her life ever compared to the one she shared with Bogart. Their love, though controversial in its beginnings, endured as one of the most iconic romances in film history. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton's love affair was one of the most scandalous and passionate relationships in Hollywood history. Their romance began in 1962 while filming Cleopatra, a film as extravagant as their eventual relationship. The problem? Both were married, Taylor to singer Eddie Fisher and Burton to actress Sybil Williams. Taylor, already infamous for her relationships, had married Fisher after he left his wife, Debbie Reynolds, for her. But even that scandal paled in comparison to what followed. As Taylor and Burton filmed their steamy scenes in Cleopatra, their off-screen relationship ignited as well. Their chemistry was undeniable, and soon their affair was public knowledge. The Vatican even condemned their behavior, calling it erotic vagrancy. In 1964, both finalized their divorces and married each other in what would become one of the most talked-about unions in celebrity history. The Burtons were known for their extravagant lifestyle, indulging in luxury homes, lavish vacations, and jewelry, including the famous 69-carat Taylor Burton diamond. Their relationship was fiery, marked by intense passion, public fights, and reconciliations. Despite their deep love, their marriage was also fraught with drinking, jealousy, and explosive arguments. In 1974, after a decade together, they divorced, only to reunite and remarry in 1975. However, their second marriage was short-lived, ending in divorce just a year later. Even after separating for good, they remained connected. Burton wrote Taylor love letters until his death in 1984, and she later admitted that he was the true love of her life. Their relationship, scandalous and dramatic, defined an era of Hollywood excess, and remains one of the most unforgettable romances in cinematic history. Hollywood has seen its fair share of passionate romances, dramatic breakups, and scandalous affairs. From on-set chemistry turning into real-life love stories to relationships that sparked major controversies, these celebrity romances have fascinated fans for decades. But which of these affairs surprised you the most? Do you think some of these relationships were misunderstood? Or were they as scandalous as they seemed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Hollywood's most talked about relationships, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps us out. And if you want to see more celebrity stories, scandals, and behind-the-scenes drama, make sure to subscribe to All About Hollywood and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.